Hi, my name is Eric, and I'm a part of our central production staff here at LCBC. Today we're going to be talking about how to troubleshoot the wireless microphones that we use in our Kidmin spaces. There are three pieces at play here. We have the microphone itself, the part that you wear over your ears. We have the cable that connects the microphone to the wireless pack, and we have the wireless pack. So the first thing we'll want to do is go to our soundboard and find the channel that we're having a problem with. We'll want to turn it up just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit so we can hear sound. But we don't want to hear any of these problems come flying through the sound system and potentially do damage to our speakers. So we'll turn it on just a little bit. So we'll grab our microphone, we'll put it on, we'll connect it to our pack. We'll make sure it's muted while we're doing that. Then we can go ahead and unmute it and start checking for problems. So again, we don't want to hear it too loud in the sound system, just enough so we can identify the problems. So step one, we'll want to make sure that this connector is nice and tight. Not overly tight, you don't have to force it, but tight enough so there isn't play. Next, we'll want to check and make sure that the connection from the cable to the microphone is also nice and tight. Again, not too tight, don't need to force it, but just enough so there's no play. If that solves your issues, then great, nothing is broken and you can go ahead with your gathering. But if you're still having issues, it's time to troubleshoot and figure out what component is bad. So let's work backwards. We'll check and make sure that there's nothing wrong with the microphone cable. Usually where problems occur is between the cable and the connection point. So you can wiggle that around. If you hear noise or if you hear crackling or popping, that means your cable needs to be replaced. That's a pretty simple process. It can be done through your form stack. If this isn't causing issues, it's time to move on to the next piece. So here we can check that the microphone and cable connection is good. We can do the same process. We'll wiggle that cable around. And if we hear issues, then again, we know the cable is bad and needs to be replaced. If you're still having problems and you believe the cable is not at fault, potentially the microphone needs to be replaced. To fix this, or to test for this, we can tap along the microphone itself and see if we hear any noise or crackling. This particular microphone has a problem at the end cap. Here you can hear the noise that it's making. If that's the problem, then chances are the microphone needs to be replaced. So if you're still having problems, but you don't believe that the microphone or the cable is at fault, let's say the microphone is disconnected and you're still hearing noise. That's likely a problem with the frequency that your wireless pack is set up for. This is a pretty rare occasion, pretty rare occurrence, but it's still possible. If this is the case, you can check with your production tech to see what he or she can do to help you out. Lastly, when it comes to troubleshooting, it's often helpful to have a spare cable or a spare microphone that you know work properly on hand so you can swap those out. If you put a cable in place of one that you think is bad and the problem goes away, then you know the cable is at fault. If you put a microphone in place of a microphone that you think could be bad and you hear no problems, then chances are that microphone is bad. So it's always good to have known good items on hand so you can test those as well. Well, thanks for listening. Hope this process helps you out. Thanks for your time.